In a small, rural town nestled between rolling hills and vast fields of wheat stood the notorious McCreedy Farm. The land had been in the McCreedy family for generations, passed down from father to son, and shrouded in a dark and foreboding atmosphere that lingered over the fields like a thick fog. Old Man McCreedy, the last of his line, was a recluse who rarely ventured beyond the boundaries of his property. The townsfolk whispered tales of curses and tragedies that had befallen anyone who dared to step foot on McCreedy's land after dark. Central to the farm's eerie reputation was the scarecrow that stood sentinel in the center of the largest cornfield. Its twisted form was a grotesque parody of a man, with frayed burlap for skin and button eyes that seemed to follow you wherever you went. The crows avoided that field, and no creature dared to approach the scarecrow, as if repelled by some malevolent force. One fateful autumn, as the leaves turned crimson and the air grew colder, a young man named Jack, seeking to prove his courage to his friends, dared to challenge the legend of the McCreedy Farm. Armed only with a flashlight and a heart filled with bravado, Jack set out to investigate the mysteries that shrouded the old man's land. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the fields, Jack's footsteps echoed in the stillness of the night. The fields whispered with an ominous breeze, and the scarecrow loomed large in the moonlight, its twisted grin sending shivers down Jack's spine. Ignoring the warning signs, Jack approached the scarecrow, his heart pounding in his chest. He reached out a trembling hand to touch the burlap skin, when suddenly, a bone-chilling voice echoed in the darkness. "There's something wrong with the scarecrow, boy." Jack spun around, his flashlight casting wild shadows across the field. There, standing before him, was Old Man McCreedy, his eyes gleaming with a madness that chilled Jack to the core. "You shouldn't have come here, boy," McCreedy rasped, his voice a cold wind that cut through the night. "This land is cursed, and the harvest demands a sacrifice." With a sinking feeling in his stomach, Jack realized he had stumbled into a nightmare from which there was no escape. The scarecrow's button eyes seemed to glow with an otherworldly light, and Jack could swear he saw movement within the burlap form. As McCreedy advanced on him, muttering incantations in a language long forgotten, Jack turned to flee, but the ground beneath him seemed to shift and writhe like a living thing. The scarecrow's twisted arms reached out towards him, tendrils of darkness snaking from its form to wrap around Jack's limbs. With a scream that echoed across the fields, Jack felt himself being dragged towards the scarecrow, its burlap skin peeling back to reveal a gaping maw filled with razor-sharp teeth. The harvest's curse had come for him, and there was no escape from the fate that awaited him. And so, in the black of night, the scarecrow claimed its latest victim, adding Jack's soul to the twisted harvest that fueled the land's dark power. The fields lay silent once more, the scarecrow looming tall in the moonlight, a silent sentinel over the cursed land of old McCreedy's farm. As dawn broke over the horizon, the townsfolk awoke to find Jack's empty house and a field of corn stripped bare, the scarecrow standing alone amidst the devastation. And in the whispers of the wind that rustled through the fields, they heard a chilling warning. "There's something wrong with the scarecrow."